We have all heard the stories of the Predator, an alien race with highly advanced technology. They travel across the galaxy in search of the ultimate prey to hunt. While their methods can be seen as brutal or savage, they also follow a code of honor. This extends from their society and up to their rules of how they hunt. They seek glory and honor in hunting the strongest target they can find. Their collection of trophies shows what enemies they have overcome in combat. As they become more experienced, they rise within the ranks. Not only will they hunt as a clan, but some members will earn the right to break away from the clan to hunt alone. The Predators were known to hunt almost anything in the galaxy, to test their skills, putting their life on the line, just for the sake of honor and glory. They pride themselves with their scars of combat, and they have a deep connection to their traditions and ancestors. But one story out there is unique. This one is about a man who hunted the Predators. This took place in the comic book called Alien vs. Predator Eternal. It opens up during a time long ago. We see a very injured man, possibly on the brink of death, and out of nowhere, his salvation arrives. It is also his opportunity. He takes this chance to salvage the alien technology, along with anything else he finds. Over the years, he forms a company that would make him one of the most powerful men. That man's name is Gideon Sun Lee. He commands an elite team to do his dirty work, taking out specific targets that could disrupt his plans. The team ends up eliminating Prince Laurent Makaiba, who was trying to negotiate a peace treaty in Gamibia. A reporter was on site to document the special event, but things did not turn out as planned. When their guest finally arrived, he was eliminated within moments. Even the soldiers from the military get taken out, but the only survivor was the reporter, Becca McBride. She hid underneath her co-worker's deceased body, and then the killers appeared. We then come to a conversation between Mr. Lee and Major Cabot. They're discussing how they can lure the Predators. Normally, this is a combination of heat and conflict, as it was mentioned in the movie Predator 2. Mr. Lee then shows the Major one of his darkest secrets. For a long time, he has hunted these Predators, not for sport or revenge, but to keep him alive. When Mr. Lee discovered the Predator who crashed on this planet, not only did he salvage the technology, but also the blood of the Predator, which has kept him alive for 700 years. His vast empire was built upon a fraction of what he found on that ship. Many secrets were still hidden away, but in time, he intends to unlock them all. When they open the cargo doors, they find organic eggs, and out comes a facehugger, which then creates an alien later on. Mr. Lee decides to keep it alive for further analysis. Meanwhile, the story shifts back to the reporter, Becca, who managed to bring back a weapon she found at the murder scene. One of her contacts looks into it and finds out something very interesting. It has been altered on a molecular level. Mr. Lee is waiting for the Predators to return to the planet for their usual hunt, and when they return, he will be waiting for them. Even though he is 700 years old, his time is running out. He no longer fears death, but instead chooses to bend it and adapt to it. But in order to survive, he needs more Predator blood. Back at his laboratory, he plans to use the alien to unlock possible byproducts. Even though it's a dangerous creature, he is still firm on his plans. But this does not last long. Predators track down the stolen ship and bust into his laboratory, looking for the xenomorphs. And almost every person there gets eliminated, but Mr. Lee and Major Cabot end up surviving. Becca McBride then gets a tip from one of her contacts. She follows the lead back to Tokyo. There's been a number of unexplained deaths, and they were all within a block of Mr. Lee's tower. Some alien specimens had escaped and ended up in the sewers. The Predators who came to Earth would locate them and try to take them all out. But when only 2 Predators are left, they are confronted by the team who hunts down the Predators for Mr. Lee. Most of the team gets wiped out, and Major Cabot reports back to Mr. Lee. As time is running out, Mr. Lee decides to take matters into his own hands. For one last time, he wants to hunt the Predators. He gets administered another treatment of Predator blood into his body and retains his youth. With his strength coming back to him, he's able to pursue his ambitions. As Becca follows up on her contact, she finds out that she was set up to meet Mr. Lee all along. He had used the alias Lazarus to keep his identity a secret. Knowing the Predators might eventually find him, He asked Becca to write his biography, so the world can know who he was and what he accomplished. Mr. Lee had so much control over the city that he was able to fool everyone about an attack that occurred in the city. He said some type of hallucinogenic gas was released down there. Once it was clear, they were able to hunt the predators without interference. Throughout his long life, he studied the Yaochua. He knew they were resourceful hunters that followed a primitive code of honor, at least in his opinion. He saw this as their weakness, but he himself does not battle with honor. As one predator wants to battle in hand-to-hand combat, Mr. Lee uses his shoulder cannon. Perhaps he is one. As he looks upon the fallen predator, he is stabbed almost instantly, and his heart is ripped out by the predator. Mr. Lee's quest for immortality is over. After Mr. Lee's death, his assets were seized by the government, and they denied the existence of predators and the spaceship. Becca did receive a large sum of money before Mr. Lee passed away, and she used that money to find other secrets in society. The story was similar to the video game Predator: Concrete Jungle, where Hunter Borgia would find predator technology that was left behind. He would then form a giant empire and hunt the predators when they came to Earth. After the predators were captured, Hunter would drain their blood so he could retain his youth and live for a very long time. So that covers the story of Alien vs. Predator Eternal. Did you like it or dislike it? Tell me in the comments section. If you want to see more history and lore about the Predator universe, then subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for watching. My name is Carlos, or Acid Glow, and I'll see you on the next hunt.
You are the persecutor.